score 40-36. While Judge Barbara Perez has it 39-37. All for the winner by unanimous decision, the crown jewel.
You know it's AB, always ballin', always boarding, a lot of bills. You know what's going on, man. You know, shout out to Crown Jewels Boxing, man. You know, my people. You know, they get it in over there, straight up.
Lamar Peterson giving a shout out to CrownJewelBoxing.com.
What's good, YouTube? Crown Jewel from Crown Jewel Boxing, back with a gem. I wanted to come on today and talk about a hot topic on YouTube right now. Of course, Devin Haney's a hot topic after his virtuoso performance on last weekend, the past weekend, Saturday night, in which he completely outclassed Regis Prograis. Of course, you know, the hot name everybody's wanted to see Devin fight for some time now is Gervonta Tank Davis. And people are wondering, you know, can we get this fight now? You know, Tank is a promotional free agent. Devin fulfilled his obligation to top rank, his 3-fight obligation. But Devin is signed with another promoter now, and Eddie Hearn and Matchroom, they think they can still make a fight, you know what I mean? But I just wanted to come on and talk about some of the things that's being discussed. I hear people saying they don't want to see no catch weight. They don't want a rehydration clause. All these things. And they're saying, you know, I heard my man Knockout today, and like I said, I love you, Knockout. I was on his channel today. I didn't get to speak as much as I would like, but you know, I appreciate being able to speak. But he was saying, you know, they both are looking for an advantage. I can't say that's necessarily true. I think Devin's looking for an advantage because he wants to shrink himself down as a bigger guy to fight smaller guys. In that case, you can't deny it. Like, you're looking for an advantage if you're sucking yourself down to fight smaller guys as a bigger guy. Tank's angle of wanting there to be a rehydration clause or to fight at his natural weight, that's not asking for an advantage. That's asking for an even playing field. The reason why we have weight classes in boxing is so the fighters are on an even playing field. If one guy can walk into the ring 20 to 30 pounds heavier than the other guy, it's no longer an even playing field. Years ago, fighters had to weigh in the day of the fight. That ends all that. Number one. Number two, the rehydration clause. It's kind of not true. The people who are against it are kind of not telling the truth. Because you kind of still can come in a lot heavier than 10 pounds more. Because the second weigh-in is the morning of the fight. So you still have from that morning to fight time to gain as much as you want. All they're doing is making sure all you can gain is water weight. They don't want you to be able to put on any solid mass that people like Emmanuel Stewart used to brag about putting 20 pounds on Michael Moore overnight. It just, why would we have weight classes if the fight is really about who can shrink themselves down to the smallest size and, you know, within the 24, 30-hour period, put more back on so that they walk into the ring with a decided advantages. It doesn't make sense. I don't understand why anybody is saying Tank is soft, or I was told I was saying some soft stuff earlier because I said no man should have to walk into a ring 20 to 30 pounds less than his opponent. And I heard Knockout say something about well, if they fight at 140, you know, a 15-pound hydration clause. That's 155. That's junior middleweight. That would be like Tank fighting against Jermell Charlo. Anybody think that's a fair fight? Like, it just doesn't make sense. And you're saying both have to compromise. To me, that's one of those things that shouldn't be negotiated. Like, at the end of the day, the A side, that's one of the main things, is going to pick what weight you fight at. You got to go to him. And for people that saying that Tank should be calling Devin out or doing everything he can make the fight, again, we have it backwards. The champ is up top. The cash cow was up top. Everybody is clamoring for an opportunity to fight him. So it would be Devin that will be pushing for the fight. The top dog don't have to go around and look for people to fight. Because remember, everybody wants to be the top dog. So they're gunning for him. If I'm the bigger star, I give you your biggest payday. Tell me again why I need to seek you out to fight. You got to seek me out to fight. So I don't agree with that either, that, you know, Tank has to keep sending offers or going out looking for people to... Listen, when you make it to the pinnacle, it's the other fighter's job to seek you out and knock you off. It's not your job to go out and find people to knock you off. They're challenging you. By definition, that's what the word challenge means. Am I supposed to go find people to challenge me? If I'm going to find people to challenge me, I'm probably going to win every time. It's up to those that are not in as great of a professional position as me to challenge me, to seek out me, if I'm not me personally, but if I'm top dog, which we all know Gervonta Tank Davis is when it comes to numerics and money. It's not even close. Another thing, somebody very close to the situation has a very close relationship with both fighters, know them both very well. Floyd Mayweather Jr. Did we not pay attention 2 years ago when the videos came out of him holding pads for Devin Haney and it became a little problem between him and Tank and people were saying he was snaking Tank by helping his rival? Do y'all remember what Floyd answered? Floyd came out then and said, they're not going to fight. They're not the same weight. Devin Haney is a welterweight. Floyd said that 2 years ago. Why would he say that? Evidently, he knows how big Devin walks around. He knows what he weighs in the gym. He promoted Tank for several years, so he knows what he walks around. He knew then, 2 years ago, that Devin had outgrown that weight. Now, the fight didn't happen while they were both at 135 for various reasons. First of all, part of that time, Tank was at 130 and Devin was at 135. Tank moved into Devin's weight class. At that time, Devin was a promotional free agent, if I can remember correctly. If Devin wanted the Tank fight, why would he sign with Matchroom? I would like an answer to that, because you can say, oh, that's where he was comfortable. He didn't care, where he was comfortable when it was time to fight George Kambosos, because he gladly signed with Top Rank for 3 fights in order to get the George Kambosos fight. So if he really wanted the Tank fight as a free agent, wouldn't he be willing to do a 3-fight deal with the PBC? Oh, that's different, right? That's different. If he really wanted to fight, I'm just saying, if he really wanted to fight Tank, Tank was already signed. He at that time had no options to go anywhere else. But if Devin wanted that fight when he was a free agent, wouldn't he have negotiated a sign with the PBC? He did not. The fight didn't happen. Devin had a 3-fight deal with Top Rank. We knew from the beginning he had a rematch clause with Kambosos. And Bob Burr made it plain that the winner was getting Vasily Lomachenko. That's the 3 fights. So, Tank wasn't an option. Okay, by the time he got those 3 fights out the way, and Tank became a promotional free agent when his contract expired with Mayweather Promotions, Devin was too big for the division. Tank fought Ryan Garcia at a catchweight, went and did 2 months in jail, and when he came home, Devin was a 140-pounder. But let's remember, Devin was still saying he would go back down to 135 for the right fight, which I did believe. But he also said he wouldn't go down to 135 for Tank, but he would go down to 135 for other people. He's told you guys at every turn he doesn't necessarily want that fight. And if he does want the fight, he wants it at an advantage. Like I said, KO's saying Tank wants an advantage too. Having somebody fight you that's your size and weight is not an advantage. That's a fair fight. Wanting to be able to weigh what you want and fight a smaller guy, that's wanting an advantage. If Devin's, he's that much bigger, why not just fight guys your size? Is it just a money thing? I mean, like I said, when y'all were the same size and you were the promotional free agent, you could have signed with the PBC and you could have probably had the Tank fight. I'm sure if you was with the PBC, the fight would have happened. You wasn't willing to sign. You said You told Floyd Mayweather you didn't need, your dad, I've heard him say, y'all didn't need to be with Mayweather. You know, y'all learned the game from him. You was going to be your own man. So that's why you didn't sign with Floyd Mayweather or Haney. But when it was come time to get the Kambosos fight, you signed with Bob Arum. So it means it's not really about being the boss per se. What it's really about is I'll make these concessions for a fight that's advantageous to me. I mean, that's how I take it. Because like I said, if you wanted the Tank fight, if I think you blame anybody, you blame Devin. But we can also say, listen, circumstances just didn't work out. The business wasn't right when they were at the same weight. And when the business became right, Devin outgrew the weight. But to me, it's unfair to tell Tank, this guy can't make your weight anymore, but you need to fight him anyway. And you know what? You need to come up out of your weight class where you're comfortable to make the fight happen. When the man fought at 140, before Devin was ever a 140 pounder, and said immediately afterwards he didn't like how he felt fighting at 140. And he wasn't going to fight at that weight no more. So if I try something and I don't like it, I should be forced to do it again anyway because it's advantageous to my opponent? That makes absolutely no sense. If Devin can't make his weight, that means they're not the same weight, and the fight can't be made. Nobody was pressing Marvin Hagler. Greatest example to me. Ruled the middleweight division for absolutely years, and he was the most avoided fighter in boxing history. I don't care what you say, who you say. The United States Congress had to get involved. The Senate had to get involved in order for Marvin Hagler to get a title shot. He was that avoided. But he stayed at 160 his entire career and just cleaned out his division. Nobody said, well, shit, he should be calling out Michael Spinks and going up to light heavyweight. Or he should be calling out Matthew Saad Muhammad. It's preposterous. Now, if he moved up to their weight class, then yes, his aim should be to fight them. But if he's handling his business and successful in his weight class, the only way you look at him fighting a guy at a higher weight class is if he's interested in moving up. But if not, since when did it become dishonorable to just rule your weight class? Everybody's not going to be, I mean, and this started with guys like Roberto Duran, Sugar Ray Robinson, of course, Roberto Duran, Ray Leonard, Tommy Hearns, certain generational talents that have the right frame, because that's another thing we get away from. Usually the fighters that go multiple weight classes like that, either they start really young and they just grow bigger, or they have a tall frame where they can carry the weight. None of which Tank has. And like I said, that doesn't, listen, Mike Tyson only fought at heavyweight. Muhammad Ali only fought at heavyweight. Doesn't make him any less great. Everybody's not going to fight at 5 or 6 different divisions. It just ain't going to happen, especially when you're 5'4", 5'3". Like, he's already at his 3rd weight class. So, unfortunately, you know, the fight kind of timed out. Devin outgrew the division before they could make a fight. We can debate all day whether either one of them really wanted the fight. But the reality is they're not the same weight class anymore. And Devin's, who already one class ahead of him, and complaining about making that weight class already, and hinting at going up another time to welterweight, which Floyd told us 2 years ago he was anyway. The reality is, there's been a lot of trash talk. There's storied sparring sessions. There's debates. It's debated on what happened in the second sparring session. You know, some people say, you know, Tank got the best of Devin. Some people say Devin got the best of Tank. Some people say Tank had Devin out on his feet. They stopped it. Devin got himself together and eventually was able to wear Tank down and, you know, outlast him. But unfortunately, sometimes we have great fights, theoretically, that don't happen, that have storylines and everything. Marvin Hagler never fought Mike McCollum, nor did Ray Leonard or Tommy Hearns. Ray Leonard at 47 never fought Aaron Pryor. Aaron Pryor was asking for that fight. Some fights don't get made, unfortunately. It just happens that way. Lennox Lewis and Riddick Bowe never fought. Never did. It just didn't work out. But that's all I have for y'all. Before y'all get out of here, I want y'all to jab the subscribe button. I want y'all to hook the share button. No, I'm sorry. I want y'all to jab the like button. I want y'all to hook the share button, and I want you to uppercut that subscribe button. Until next time, keep your hands up, your chin down, your ass off the floor. Peace.